Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and I am back today with my harvest tea. I am feeling a lot better since my last video. Hopefully not as nasally, although I still have a cough happening. So the throat's still a little scratchy, but we got our harvest tea. We're good. And we're going to talk about some more books today. So I thought we'd talk about some books that I purchased last month in September. Not as much as the month before. Thank goodness. I'm trying to get better with that, because my TBR shelf is just like tumbling down. I need a bigger bookcase for that area. But I have some new books to show y'all. Some from Barnes & Nobles as per usual, and then some from just like Walmart, bookstore. Let's just get into it. So I'll start off with Someone We Know by Sherry Lapina. I picked this up at Walmart last time I went because it was on sale, I think, for like 10 bucks. So in this particular book, a young teenager is breaking into people's homes down his subdivision. I'm guessing, or I'm thinking, is from what I read in the synopsis. The mother or parents are horrified when they find out. They start sending letters of apology out, I believe. Because I did read like this little blurb. It says, "This is a very difficult letter to write. I hope you will not hate us too much. My son broke into your home recently while you were out." Also, during the midst of all this, someone gets murdered. Who done it? Why is this kid breaking into people's homes? What is he looking for? Did he do it? I've heard sort of mixed reviews on this one, but of course I always like to, if I'm intrigued by a book, I always like to see for myself how I'm going to feel about it. So I'm excited to read this one. And I just discovered that we have like a bargain bookstore around town and in one of our little like outlet mall areas. So I went just to check things out. For the most part, I pretty much had a lot of the books that they had on sale or whatever, but I did not have Final Girls by Riley Sager. Riley Sager? Stephen King blurbs it at the top. The first great thriller of 2017 is here. I hear great things about this book. The only other Riley Sager I've read is Lock Every Door recently this past year, and I loved it. I hear this one is even better. I think this was like his debut novel. I'm not positive, but yeah, I'm anxious to read this one. So from what I understand, it's like a sort of like a story told as a slasher film, which I'm a huge fan of slasher films. So that really intrigued me. It says, first there were 3, then there were 2. Can there only ever be one final girl? I don't want to read too much into it, but it does kind of say at the top, it says it took place like 10 years ago. A college student went on vacation with some friends, 5 friends, and she was the only one that returned. There was like a horror movie massacre that took place. So I guess it's like 10 years later and she's telling her story. I don't want to read too much into it because I already know it's sort of like a horror movie slasher type film. So I'm really, really excited to read this one. Then of course my book of the month from September, I picked up Chestnut Man by Sorin Svestrup. I'm butchering that name. I'm not even going to try it again. Quite a big book there. I don't really know. I didn't read into this one what it was about. It sounded really good on the book of the month page. Just kind of scanning the blurb, it says that there's a psychopath going around town in Copenhagen, and he is leaving his mark, his card, the Chestnut Man, after his killings. And it seems like they discover a fingerprint of a young girl who is the daughter of the governor's ministry. Is that what it said? Government minister's daughter. And she had been kidnapped and murdered a year ago. So they found, it was a shocking discovery of these fingerprints belonging to this young girl. And it says, a tragic coincidence or something more twisted. I did hear it was really good, so I'm not sure when I'm going to jump into this. October has already kind of started for me. I'm jumping into the bandwagon. Spookathon starts. This video will probably be going up as it is starting. So yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to fit this in, but we might fit it in this month. If not, I'd definitely like to get to it very soon because it's just kind of that creepy read, and it's that creepy time of the year, even in maybe November. We'll see how it goes. And then the rest of my books I did get from Barnes & Noble, so we'll start with The Escape Room. I talked about this in my video before last. This is one of the books in the Friday Fright-a-thon, which, as I'm filming this video, tomorrow we'll start the second Friday Fright-a-thon, which is The Whisper Man, and then I believe the Friday after that, which will be the Friday during the Spookathon, this will be the Friday Fright-a-thon read. So I picked this one up, and the Friday Fright-a-thon is, there is certain books to read. You don't get to pick them. They're picked for you. Go check out my October TBR video to see what else is happening in the Friday Fright-a-thon. But this is one of the reads. So this takes place at like a workplace where colleagues are joining in on this game, and I believe it's called Welcome to the Escape Room. Your goal is simple: get out alive. So what they think is going to be just a fun game for, you know, the workplace turns out to be like a survival sort of game. So who's going to be left alive? So this sounds really good. I'm excited to get to this one. And I finally got my hands on The Last Houseguest by Megan Miranda. I finally found it with the with the Reese's Book Club mark on it. I have been waiting for that one to come out. I was going to order it on Amazon, and I just never did, and I was walking around in Barnes & Noble's, and voila, it was there. So I just picked it up, probably paid full price, I don't even remember. But now I have all three of Megan Miranda's books. I have not read them yet. I'd like to maybe that'd be a good vlog, like to read all her books in 1 week and see how it goes. So this one is about two young girls that meet over the summer, and they come together every summer over the years while they're at this house, like a beach house, I'm guessing. And then one of the girls ends up getting murdered, and the other one is left to clear her name. So just sounds really good. It'd be more of like a summer read, but yeah, I might do, since I have all three of her books, I'd like to maybe do like a little vlog and read all her books that 1 week, and I don't know, we'll see. Since I have all three of them, it seems like something fun to do. I also picked up the newest cozy mystery by Lorna Barrett in the Booktown mystery. I love the Booktown mysteries, little cozy mystery series. It's super, super cute. This one is a killer's edition. And this one we have our bookstore owner, Trisha Miles. I don't know what book this is, how far along, but there's several. This is either 13 or 14. I'm not sure. I still have one before this that I need to read, but in this one, Trisha decides to join a baking contest. But things aren't going well. To distract her from the baking, she goes into one of the local shops around town to pick up a steamy novel maybe, and she comes upon two women who, one of course is the owner of the store, and they are kind of bickering, and then one of them turns up dead. So did one of them kill the other? So of course we have Trisha, who's going to crack the case for us. I love this little cozy mystery. I need to read the other one, of course, before this one. When I saw the new one was out, I couldn't pass it up, so I went ahead and I picked it up. And I have two more from Barnes & Noble's, and that's all I picked up this past month. But this is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I heard so many good things about this. I don't even know what it's about. Is it a YA? Is it not a YA? I'm not really sure. I just hear really good things about it, and I'm intrigued. So I'll go ahead and read the blurb on or the little synopsis on the back, because it's not very long. It says, Victor and Eli started out as college roommates, brilliant, arrogant, lonely boys who recognized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, a shared research interest in adrenaline, near-death experiences, and seemingly supernatural events reveals an intriguing possibility that under the right conditions, someone could develop extraordinary abilities. But when their thesis moves from the academic to the experimental, things go horribly wrong. So it seems like it's going to be like a fantasy not quite YA because they're out of college. So I really don't know. It's supernatural, but I'm just intrigued. I'm very intrigued about this book because everyone speaks so highly of it. So we're gonna give it a go. And lastly, I have The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. I don't usually pick up books like this. So this is a nonfiction book about in Chicago in the 1800s, like in the circa 1893. Said Erik Larson's spellbinding bestseller intertwines the true tale of two men: the brilliant architect behind the legendary 1893 World's Fair, striving to secure America's place in the world, and the cunning serial killer who used the fair to lure his victims to their death. I don't usually like historical type novels, or I'm not usually a history type person, but this era I've read about before, and I'm like I said, once again, I'm intrigued with it. I read some books, a YA time traveling sort of book by Risa Walker. It's Time Bound is the series. There's either 3 or 4 books. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've read them. Absolutely wonderful series. I loved it. I've listened to it. I have it on Audible. I've listened to it so many times. I can't even tell you. I love it that much. But one of the time jumps that they do in one of the books has to do with the World's Fair of 1893. And the character in that book gets stuck or gets lured by the serial killer of that time into his hotel. What is the name of that hotel? Like, I believe he built that hotel to lure women in there to kill them. But I don't remember the name of the hotel. Of course, it's all in that series, and I just like, it's one of my favorite points of the story. I just fell in love with that part of the story. So when I saw this book, I don't know what made me just, like, I kept picking it up and putting it back down, and finally it was buy a book, get one half off, and this one was in there. That's when I got this one too. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it. So I'll let y'all know how I like it. It sounds really good, and like I said, I'm just intrigued with that part of history. I don't know why. I'm usually not that type of person, but here we are. All right, y'all, that is it. Those are all the books that I bought in the month of September. October is turning out to be, I don't have too many books so far, but I do have some books in my book outlet cart that, I don't know, I keep going back and forth. Like, I really want them. I just can't bring myself to buy them. I don't know why, because it's so cheap, so cheap. So you may have another book outlet haul coming your way for the month of October, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's still early. But as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I will have all the books you see here listed down below if you'd like to check them out for yourself. Let me know in the comments below what books you picked up this past month or what you're currently reading. Come follow me on all my social medias. I'll have those listed down below. I'm always on Instagram. I'm always on Goodreads. I hope you're having a wonderful October so far, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.